Hi, my name is Paige Piper, and I'm the Executive Director at BraveBe Child Advocacy Center. Many of you probably know who we are, but for those who do not, we are an organization that serves child victims of abuse and neglect across 17 counties in Southeast Nebraska by providing forensic interviews, medical evaluations, and advocacy. At BraveBe, we're part of what we call a multidisciplinary team, which means that we work collaboratively with multiple agencies in an effort to better address the needs of children and families in crisis. We work closely with law enforcement, health and human services, county attorneys, and medical and mental health professionals to not only put the child on a path to healing after unimaginable trauma, but also to assist in the criminal investigation and prosecution of their abusers. Approximately 75% of the cases that we see at BraveBe are for sexual abuse. However, we also serve children who have been victims of physical abuse or neglect, those who have witnessed a violent crime like domestic violence or a homicide, those who have been drug endangered or have been recovered from sex trafficking or a kidnapping. And many of the children that we serve are not victims of just one of these crimes, but oftentimes of many. Families are referred to BraveBe either through law enforcement or through reports made to the Health and Human Services Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline. And each family who comes to our center is assigned an advocate. I consider our advocates to be both a bridge to community resources and a translator to help the family navigate the complex criminal justice system. They are truly a key piece of the puzzle that helps ensure the family stays connected to law enforcement, county attorneys, and various other nonprofits in our community. They help explain what to expect and carefully consider referrals to other agencies who can help them heal, including so many of our United Way funded partners, like Hope Spoke, Cedars, the Food Bank, and Legal Aid of Nebraska. Our advocates help answer questions, and we provide curriculum like Court School to help prepare for a scary criminal trial. We attend every deposition, trial prep, the trial itself, and sentencing to be there as a support for the family. Our forensic interviewers are highly trained professionals in how to talk to kids and how to ask questions in a neutral and non-leading way. Most of the cases that we see don't have any physical evidence, so each child's words and the details of what happened to them may be the only thing our investigators have to go off of in order to collect information to lead to successful prosecution. Our forensic interviewers allow the child to tell their story one time to a trauma-trained professional in a recorded room to ensure that that child is not having to retell traumatizing details over and over again. We also provide on-site medical exams and mental health services. In fact, we partner with another United Way funded agency, Lutheran Family Services, who have therapists on-site at BraveBe to make those visits more convenient for families. We also have 2 on-site nurse practitioners, which has allowed us to provide head-to-toe medical evaluations to ensure that any trauma that child has experienced goes addressed. Part of our hope and goal at our agency is to ensure we meet the needs of each child through their physical wellness, mental, and emotional needs as they navigate the trauma that they've experienced and their road to resilience. I'd like to also provide an example to you of a child that we served and her journey through her experience with BraveBe. Now, I want to share a story about a girl named Bailey. And Bailey was a young teenager when she was first served by BraveBe. She was a star student athlete, a star student, but Bailey began acting out. She was exhibiting harmful behaviors, hanging out with the wrong crowd, failing in her academics, and losing her interest in sports. And that's when her parents confronted her. It was then that she finally shared that she had been abused for many years by a coach. Once that report was made, Bailey was referred to us here at BraveBe. She was assigned her advocate, who immediately reached out and introduced herself over the phone to explain to her what to expect during her visit. When she arrived, she was provided a tour and then had the opportunity to meet with her forensic interviewer to share the details of the abuse that she had endured. Bailey's case eventually went to court, where she testified with her abuser sitting across from her. But her advocate was there every step of the way, for every late night call, every need, every connection to be able to receive ongoing services to heal from trauma. Our staff was there. Now at BraveBe, we hear about experiences like this every day. In fact, last year alone, we provided just advocacy services to over 3,000 children. But we know that's only a fraction of those we should be seeing. Statistically, we know that 1 in 10 children will experience sexual abuse before they graduate from high school. And so it's critical that these services are readily available to children when they find that it's their time to come forward and bravely share their story. It was United Way's Impact Fund that made it possible for our advocate to be a constant source of support for children like Bailey. In fact, Bailey and her advocate continue to remain close to this day. I'm happy to report that Bailey is an incredibly successful young woman with 2 children of her own, and also provides medical services, dental services here in town. It is such a privilege for our team to be there for each child in crisis and to play a small role in their road to resilience and next steps forward. It's because of agencies like United Way that we are able to provide services to every child. And I thank everyone who is currently a passionate supporter of United Way, and I encourage those who are not to consider how you can make a difference. I share with everyone that if you want to make a real impact, start with those in our community who are in the most need. If you're already a donor to United Way, I encourage you to consider how you can give 5, 10, 15, or even 20% more to truly make a difference for those in our community. I'm personally a donor to United Way, and I'm happy to report that our agency has 100% staff giving because we deeply believe in the mission and the connection that all of our agencies share in being able to best support those in our community to live healthy, happy, and productive lives.